Hey everybody, welcome on back to the Who Show Is It Anyway podcast. We picked two random hosts and a random subject, and today Claire and I are the lucky winners. Claire is a representative of the Smoking Pot Moms. I'm obviously Tanner from the Anomalies. We were talking about popular foods tonight. That was what came out of the randomizer. I don't know where the hell this is going to go. So I'm excited to see what you know about popular foods. You're a mom, so you probably have more experience than I do. Claire, first of all, how are you?
I'm doing well. I don't know about more experience, though, because my kids are super picky like my husband. So I try, but we'll see.
Are they super picky to like the chicken nuggets hot dog route, or are they super picky to like a peculiar, unique route? I mean, what does the pickiness look like?
My son doesn't eat cheese unless it's hot. So he doesn't like any type of cold cheese.
That's acceptable.
Yeah. The thing is, like, when we had them, I gave them everything, and they ate everything. And then once they got old enough to be like, Dad doesn't eat that, then they're like, I don't think I like it either. And I'm like...
Apparently, I was the same way with cooked carrots. I guess as a child, I would eat them, and then my dad has hated them his whole life. And as soon as I don't ever remember liking them, and to this day, they make me like, give me the heebie-jeebies. But
yeah, I don't really. Cooked carrots aren't my thing. I'd much rather fresh, for sure.
Right. Well, this is about popular foods, not unpopular foods or foods we hate. So, first thing I wanted to bring up is you are obviously a mom, so you deal with what is popular with kids, and then I want to talk about what was popular in the food world when we were kids.
Okay.
For the listeners at home, there's like a year or two age difference between Claire and I.
How old are you really?
27.
Yeah, that's a lot. So 14 years difference? Because I'm 41.
Well, you look 27, so I mean, that counts.
Clearly. No, but so what, like, when I was a kid, like, if we're going like back to school lunches, did you guys have the square rectangular pizza?
Oh yeah,
that was the best, right?
I didn't get to. It was great. I didn't get to. I went to a little private school until like 7th grade, but I only got a year and a half of middle school. Otherwise, I didn't really eat hot lunch in high school. And we called it this cardboard pizza, but I loved the cardboard pizza. Yeah, I don't know why we called it that, but I mean, it was delicious.
So good. So and they still have it. I worked in a school last year, and they still have the rectangular pizza. And there were so many days I would walk into the lunchroom and I'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna steal your pizza, kid!" Like, I never did it, but I definitely considered it. And actually, my husband went to school to have lunch with my son one day, and brought him, knew that it was pizza, brought him McDonald's and ate his pizza.
Oh, that's actually a really baller move.
I was like, man, I'm actually very impressed.
Yeah. So, do you remember, speaking of school foods, did you guys have the mozzarella cheese stick, like Dunkers or Dippers?
In high school, yeah.
Okay. And I'm sure they did when I was in high school too, but I think you could get them in like either clusters of 3 bigger ones or 5 smaller ones. And I think they maybe varied it up. If you ever had one of those without the marinara sauce, though, they were ass.
Were they
the marinara sauce with the mozzarella?
I've only ever had them with the marinara.
I remember one time, I don't remember what caused it, but the lunch ladies were like, "Oh, we don't have any of the sauce. Use ranch." And I'm like, that's just fried cheese. Like, I love mozzarella sticks. I don't need ranch. I remember eating into that. I'm like, this is the grossest, greasiest shit I've ever had. And that's my bad. I remember I what the hell did we do? I think we ended up trying to make our own marinara sauce out of like ketchup and like salt and pepper and seasonings. Oh, that was disgusting. That turned into a vending machine lunch fast.
For sure. I think like we had closed campus for lunch in high school. Okay. So we didn't, like, I had to either eat hot lunch or bring my own. And I think through most of high school, I had a bagel and cream cheese for lunch, and that's probably about it.
I love bagels. I actually wrote a note. We'll get to breakfast foods, but as a kid, what was your favorite foods, and like what were the popular foods? Was it? Is there anything that was really popular when you were younger that is not today?
I'm trying to think. I want to say there was like cereals, like Golden Grams. Do Golden Grams still exist?
I was okay, so that's what I highlighted was there are so many cereals that I had as kids, and I remember the TV commercials and stuff. You never see them.
No.
And I don't know if they still exist or if they've turned into something else, whatever, but like
like most of my childhood. Oh, the other things we used to eat for breakfast, my mom always gave us just graham crackers, okay?
Oh.
And then just break them up and pour milk on top of them.
I bet you that's actually delicious.
It is delicious. And my kids actually eat it now too. Like, it's like they go in spurts. Either they'll have it or they won't. Or we just don't have graham crackers in the house or whatever.
Oh, sure.
If we do, and I'm like, you want graham crackers and milk? They're both like, yes. So
do you
the only thing is
remember...
to be so careful, because if you don't get it, like pretty much as soon as you pour the milk in, it gets way too soggy and disgusting.
Right. Yeah, nothing worse than a soggy graham cracker. I agree. Do you remember like the cereal Count Chocula? Mm-hmm. Is that still around? Because I've looked for it, but I haven't found it in my...
years ago.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I just remember the advertisements, the commercials for that. I mean, him and the hell's his name? Captain Crunch. They had like the coolest commercials when I was a kid. And then Tony the Tiger, he just said, great. I thought that was kind of lame. And I'm not a Frosted Flakes guy. But I mean, Count Chocula was where it's at, and then we would combine them with Cookie Crisps because we were fat kids apparently, and that was like the perfect combination of cereal. But nowadays, I just don't like. I don't think kids are eating as much cereal, which is probably good. But
yeah, honestly, there's so much sugar in it. My kids both really like plain Cheerios, which I find disgusting. And like they'll eat plain Cheerios with milk. And I'm like, maybe it's because I grew up with like all that sugar in cereal.
True.
And I'm like, that's horrible. But actually my husband eats plain Cheerios, but he puts sugar on them.
Yeah. So, that was always the hack for us too.
But they don't do that because I don't let them do that portion of it, and they still like plain Cheerios, which is weird to me. And like when they were babies, they would eat dry Cheerios, but they both eat it with milk now. It's weird.
What about getting out of like cereal? Is there any other foods that you can remember that were like popular? I mean, even amongst your friends, or
I feel like there's one. I feel like. Do you remember Gushers?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Do they still have Gushers? I feel like they might.
I don't know. That's the problem. Now I'm an adult, so I think I need to eat like an adult. I'm trying to. And I haven't had a dessert in over 3 months.
Oh my god! You look skinny. You look like you've lost some weight.
Well, I have lost weight. Thank you. I'm not skinny though. Like I'm still plenty heavy, but I'm trying. But I remember as a kid, and I don't know if it's just me or whatever, but like, all my friends used to eat bagel bites. Do you remember those? They're like little mini bagels, and then just pizza stuff on top of it. And I was just talking about this with my buddy who I haven't seen in like over a year. We don't even know if they make those anymore. They used to be on TV like all the time and advertising, and we just never see them. And so I don't know if they're as popular or not, but like that was one. It was a staple. Like if you were going to a friend's house, there was a good chance you were getting bagel bites, and if not, pizza rolls, which I know are still alive and well.
Bagel bites are too. They actually. My husband, who eats like he's 14, that I've mentioned 8 million times now, because when it comes to food, he's so picky, but he still gets them on the regular. Like if I send him to the store, I'm like, that wasn't on the list. But he'll come home with them on the regular. So they do still exist. They still, I mean, I'm sorry, I think they taste like garbage now, but at the time I really liked them.
I'm sure I would not like them now. Well, maybe. I definitely wouldn't like them as much, because we used to eat them like 3 plates at a time. That was nuts.
Yeah, I remember pizza rolls. I used to always, even in college, my friends and I would like get home from the bars, and we would go and sit, like we would watch some trash TV, and we would make pizza rolls. Mm-hmm. I remember I always had to cut off the end, take all the stuffing out. I would eat that by itself, and then I'd eat the pizza, like the shell.
That is the strangest thing.
I have such weird. There are such weird things that I like a Twix. I eat all the chocolate off and the caramel, and then I eat the cookie by itself.
What?
I don't know why. It's just better that way. Same Reese's peanut butter cups. I eat all the chocolate off, and then I eat the peanut butter by itself.
That's insane. The
It's
cookie
delicious.
Twix tastes like crap
Right.
without the rest of the stuff.
No, it doesn't.
Are you dunking it in milk?
No, you don't have to. There's still some like caramel and chocolate left on it, just not as much.
Oh, well.
I think my problem is I don't love chocolate by itself. I like the stuff that's in it.
That's a good thing. I mean, health-wise. No. Chocolate's like
there's plenty of other stuff I can eat that's not healthy.
Right. So the joke when we do this show and all the hosts are doing the show is we do 12 minutes of research. You know, it's like, we and again, I didn't do much. So is there any topics that you have before I go into the 2 random ones I've selected?
Yes. What about Chex Mix? Do you like Chex Mix?
It's okay. I'm not a big like snack just for the sake of snacking guy. Not anymore. I'm sure I was just because I was a fat fuck and I'd eat whatever. But I don't know. Chex Mix is fine. I'm sure if it's like salty and I'm drinking, I'll eat it.
See, we make homemade Chex Mix.
Oh.
And we make it with only Chex, only all the different kinds of Chex. And then
there's more than one kind of Chex.
Yeah, there's wheat, rice, corn, and then we use Crispix.
I had no idea.
And then you make it with all those different kinds of Chex, and then butter, seasoned salt, and Worcestershire. I can never say that word.
Worcestershire sauce. I love that word.
And then you have to freeze it.
You have to freeze? I thought you bake it.
You do. You bake it first, but then I don't like to eat it hot. You have to freeze it because it's so disgusting. But those, like the butter chunks that get stuck in there turn cold. They're the best. Absolutely
that is like the best, most disgusting thing I think I've ever heard anyone say. I'm all for it.
It's delicious. I will make you some when we see you next. I will freeze the crap out of it.
Please do.
Yes, I will make you some because it's awesome. Like you can't eat Chex Mix I don't eat like pre-made Chex Mix. I don't.
You won't?
No, I don't have any time for that. That's gross. It doesn't even have any flavor.
See, how long have you been doing this?
Since I married my husband. So
yeah. So you're a mom, you're a wife. You do that kind of stuff. I'm not completely domesticated yet. Like I haven't mastered the art of making myself snacks and stuff like that. So I'll get there. Yeah.
No, it's so easy though. Actually my husband makes it himself a lot of times.
Really?
Yeah.
And from what I know about your husband, he's not like the ultimate chef.
No. He can grill like crazy, but that's about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, he makes really good biscuits and gravy.
Show it out. That's impressive.
Yeah.
I've never made homemade biscuits and gravy for myself, not at a restaurant. I've made thousands of biscuits and gravy in restaurants, but
what about and then I just I guess I have one other one that can kind of tie into this that I kind of gave you a hint of before we started, but first, do you like cilantro?
No, I have that recessive trait that makes it taste like the bottom of your foot.
Ooh,
people say it tastes like soap. I think it's like
I know they call it
soap isn't bad enough.
No, I agree. I have the same thing, and so when I get anything with my mom would used to sneak cilantro into salads, thinking that I was just being weird.
Yeah,
and that I would learn to like it. And when I found out that there was a gene that was like, and I'm like, oh, you're in trouble now, Mom, because I had a gene. I had a gene that makes this taste gross.
Yeah, as long as I can remember, the taste of cilantro has bothered me. It'll like ruin an entire dish, and if I don't take a drink of water or milk or something, like it'll ruin what I'm eating then. And I'm weird, and I don't know if you know this, but like my entire life, mint has made me absolutely nauseous. I have puked because of mint.
Really?
Yeah. So if you want to talk about like popular foods that you hate, which I'm guessing you have one, mint is mine. My whole life, like my mom and dad thought I was like just being difficult, or I didn't like the spice of it, and I'd grow out of it. And like the dentist, when I was a little kid, which I still fucking hate dentists, they would still give me that foam business, fluoride, yep, and they'd give me mint, and I'd just start like crying and gagging, and like I physically puked at the dentist's office. Thank God for the invention of that bubblegum crap, because otherwise, like, I would have just given up at the dentist. You could have just ripped my teeth out. I don't care.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, to this day, like,
you don't chew gum?
No, absolutely not. And like, I don't know if it's I can use cinnamon like in applesauce and stuff like that, but like if it's a cinnamon gum, what's the popular one? Big Red. Mm-hmm. Just as bad. I don't know what it is, but yeah, like gum. If people are chewing tobacco, and it's like really strong. An embarrassing story. So I was in line at Fleet Farm, and this farmer, he recognized me. I sell seed on it, and he turned around and he just had like a horseshoe in his, and it was so strong. And I'm like, and he got like right up in my face. He's a close talker, and I'm like, oh my. Yeah, okay, Ernie. And I was like trying to back up, but there was two people behind me in this tight little line, and I just Ralphed all over. Like I just, yeah, it was disgusting and embarrassing, and I just can't do mint. And people will be dicks about it, like put it in brownies, and then they'll give it to me. And if I don't smell it, I'll eat it, and I'll just.
Oh, that's mean.
Yeah, I mean, I was in a fraternity, so it was a funny prank for them. But I see the humor in it. But I've had to do like toothpaste, citrus toothpaste or like little kids toothpaste my whole life, and yeah, cannot do mint.
Bubblegum flavor toothpaste too.
I have actually the brand now. Shout out Tanner's Tasty Paste. I got it from Amazon. I buy like dozens of tubes at a time, and it's vanilla ice cream flavored.
Oh,
it's not very strong, but
does it have fluoride?
I don't know what it's got. It's got the stuff dentists want you to have. Xylitol. I don't know. I didn't really look at the ingredients. Not sugar though. I know that.
So the one food that everybody loves, and they have T-shirts devoted to them. Mm-hmm. I mean, like it's like a culture. I feel like. I mean, obviously, but like just the one food is tacos. Like I know people are like buy me tacos and call me pretty. Like I've seen those T-shirts and tell me, or buy me tacos and tell me I'm pretty. I've seen those T-shirts and stuff, and I don't like tacos. I
can't understand that. I'm a little bit mad that you don't like tacos. You're such a likable person. I enjoy everything about you, but you don't like tacos.
No. I like fajitas.
That's the same thing.
No, it's not.
It's not ground and grilled.
Mm-mm. I like ground beef.
Could you have a chicken taco?
Probably.
So you just don't like the Mexican ground beef with taco seasoning.
Right.
Yeah. So your problem is not with tacos. Your problem is with taco seasoning.
I would never love, like, I don't love tacos enough, even chicken tacos, to be like, buy me tacos and tell me I'm pretty. Like, that's just not, I just would not. Mm-mm. We have to tell your day I have
dedicated to tacos.
What?
Taco Tuesday. I mean,
there's a whole day. I literally make my family tacos because actually my son does not like tacos either.
What the fuck? Now I'm gonna have to question your parenting. What's going on at home? Do we need to call a counselor?
I make tacos for my husband and my daughter. Mm-hmm. And I do not, like, my son and I will eat something else. That's called sacrifice, Tanner. That's called
self-inflicted sacrifice.
It's because they're gross.
I don't get it. So you could literally eat every part of a taco other than the taco meat, the taco beef, whatever you want to call it.
I figured out, I think the seasoning that I don't like, but I can eat it in other things. But the season that I don't like is cumin. Oh,
well, that's not that uncommon.
Like, right, I can eat it in other things.
So if I were to prepare you a taco dish, it doesn't even have to be tacos, right? Like a taco salad or whatever, and I were to use seasonings that I know that other people like that doesn't have cumin, I would maybe pull out a few other ones because there's all sorts of ways to make taco seasoning, FYI. I think you'd like it.
I don't know. I guess there's something about it I don't like.
So for background, in case I don't think you know the history of my relationship with tacos and podcasting, is we used to argue on the Twitter DMs before we even had the idea of a podcast, our little collective group of the Anomalies, right? And trust me, the people in there are crazy passionate about stuff. That's kind of why we started talking shit in a DM group.
Yep.
Trashman Ronnie and I, we live thousands of miles apart. We almost came to blows. Like, we almost agreed to meet up like in the middle and fight over this. He says tacos shouldn't have lettuce on them. He says the lettuce is pointless. It just cools his taco downs and all that. And I think a taco without lettuce is just fucking meat and cheese. I can do that on a cheeseburger. I don't need to waste the time wrapping in a tortilla. Lettuce and tomatoes too, and he doesn't really care for them. But like, no lettuce? I've heard people argue about cheese because apparently that's not authentic to Mexican culture. I can respect that. I'm obviously a dairy guy, whatever. But no lettuce? I love the texture, the crunch, the crispness that comes with lettuce. It got personal. We have had this debate with moderators who voted on multiple podcasts because the Anomalies had a version 1.0. We were on 2 different podcasts fighting about this to this day. I mean, I'd say once every 6 weeks on average, that will come up and it gets personal. So my passion for tacos, really cannot be understated. I fucking love tacos. That's one of my favorite foods.
I will say I would agree with you on lettuce, but for me, the more shit you can put on a taco to cover up the meat taste, the better. So I don't know that I'm a fair judge. Like, I want lettuce, I want sour cream, I want tomatoes. I could put some salsa on there, just cover up that meat taste if I'm going to be forced to eat tacos.
That's so funny. And maybe this was mentioned on episode 1. Now that I think back to it, but the passion about tacos. I mean, I cannot understate this. Like, when I make a taco, and I'm being serious, like, we get the big, stupid, big tortillas, like the size of your dinner plate, whatever, and like 3/4 of the surface of it will be covered with meat, and then cheese, and then another layer of meat. Oh. So if I'm making you a taco, you're gonna taste the taco seasoning. I don't care how much other crap you want to put on there. Like, you're gonna taste the taco seasoning. But I like making my own taco seasoning.
I've made it before. I have made it before by my like.
And you still didn't like it? It's because you think it may be cumin, which. But
I put cumin in other things, and I don't mind it.
Yeah, but it's like people who don't like, say, tomatoes, but they'll eat it, with pizza or with other things. That. Right. I think once you mix it, it could dilute it enough.
I actually think, and I'm not sure for sure, but I actually think cumin is somehow related to cilantro.
If you were to do the meme, you know what I'm talking about? So It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He's like, he has the strings to the pictures and and all that. If you were able to do that and trace back cumin to cilantro, I'll just declare you the winner of this argument. I will take steps back. I will admit you're right. I don't think you can. I think that sounds absolutely preposterous. But if you could do that, I mean, please broadcast it across the world. You can win. But if cumin and cilantro are somehow related, I feel like my experience in kitchens and cooking is just useless. What is your face all about?
They're not related.
So thank you.
Yet the Healthline.com states that one of the 7 best substitutes for cilantro is cumin.
That's just, you could say the same damn thing about substituting like eggs with like pears or something like that.
What? No.
Yeah, you can do fruit instead of eggs and stuff in when you're baking.
Do you know what I just heard the other day? Or actually, I think today, somebody told me that a good substitute, like a low carb substitute for potatoes, is radishes. And once you cook it, that spiciness kind of goes away.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. You've calmed me down from the taco thing, so well played.
I'm still standing by it, somehow related I will do more research.
That'll be a post episode bit of research.
For sure.
Can we move on from this preposterous? So I am known for probably looking at things through a different lens.
Okay.
So when I Googled popular food and did my research, I immediately searched popular foods in prison.
Oh.
I bet you didn't.
I did not.
So let me educate you. And I texted my one buddy who was in prison. I only got one.
P.S. I'm a true crime fanatic, so tell me all about prison.
Wait, maybe you already know about this then. So the most popular food amongst prison people who were in prison who got out when they were polled, and I don't know what website it was, but it's right on Google. First one. The most popular foods, honey buns and ramen. Apparently, that this is like the number 1 and 2 most traded and sought after foods in prison. Both are kind of looked at as meh, outside of the prison walls. But I suppose if that's the only source of sweet and salty, savory, I guess.
Savory. Yeah,
so
definitely salty.
As far as the most popular meals served by prison cooks, prison food commissary people, it's just cheeseburgers. Super boring. I asked my buddy, he was in prison for 3.5 years, and I asked him what his favorite meal was in there, and he ironically said tacos.
You're like, this is why we're friends.
Well, I mean, it's only fair. The rest of the world loves tacos, but I've never been to prison, and knock on wood. But if I go, I think I would try to be one of those guys reviewing the food with inside.
You have your own blog.
Yeah. No, honestly, I think that's a underrated niche. I'm sure it would go wild on TikTok. I just got to find a phone, but I could do it.
I think so. I actually, one of my guilty pleasure shows is Love After Lockup.
The fuck is that? No.
Oh my God.
It sounds really weird.
It's so good. I know you can't see Tone right now, but he is cracking up. It is so good. It's horrible.
You're using oxymoron words.
But it's like a car, like a train wreck or a car crash, or you can't look away. It's that horrible. So it's these people that find love with prisoners, and then the prisoners get out of prison, and it's.
How do they find love?
They apparently have a pen pal website.
Oh no! They're falling in love with instant messaging. So it's literally prison catfish.
Yeah, but they're actually the actual people they say they are, for the most part. Anyway, it's on.
Oh, they tell them that they're in prison.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought this was inmates tricking, because that might be more entertaining than what you just described.
There was a lady that made, she came out of prison, and she was like, I'm going to make dinner for whatever the guy's name was. And she made some, I don't remember what it was, but it was crushed up ramen noodles was the breading, and she made an entire meal out of things she could get in the commissary. It was actually very impressive. And that's a shit show, so you should watch it.
This guy got out of prison, and the first meal he's going to eat out of prison.
The girl got out of prison.
So the girl got out of prison. The first thing she's going to eat with this guy.
Not the first.
Oh, I was going to say, first thing I'm eating when I get out of prison is probably Taco Bell. Steak?
Taco Bell? I guess.
Dude, I'm going to be so damn hungry once I get out of prison. You don't have a favorite thing at Taco Bell, do you? You get a cheese quesadilla, I'm guessing.
No, I don't get Taco Bell.
Oh.
You know what I used? There was some kind of burrito that was decent.
Probably the BB5 burrito.
I got it with steak.
Well, yeah.
I used quotation marks there.
If you're gonna splurge at Taco Bell, get that ground beef, not ground up. Might as well get steak. Guess what? It's probably got the same seasoning on it.
Didn't. I don't know. Do you have any weirdness about textures?
I
Is there anything you won't eat because of the texture, you think?
Well, This is gonna sound kind of bratty. Some beer has like a thicker texture.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not saying it all because I will. There are different types of beers and I'll try them all. But there are some beers that have like a, I don't know what you want to call it, kind of like a airy or gassy thickness to it. Does that make sense? Like when you're drinking it, it feels like you're also breathing in gas. I can't. I just had one. I just tried one. Like I literally took a sip of one this weekend, and it was like, wow, why would you do that? And otherwise, food, I don't think so. I think as long as it's edible, I'll eat it. People really have a texture thing, like mushy. Sometimes mushy stuff like freaks. Tapioca pudding. I think people get like freaked out about that.
Yeah, but it's like a mixture of textures. If it's like mushy plus a little bit hard, people don't like it.
Oh, maybe that's it. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I don't really have a thing with textures either. But speaking of beers with gas or whatever, that do you drink Guinness?
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't seek it out, but yeah, I'll drink a Guinness if it's offered.
It literally tastes like beef juice to me, like au jus, like I'm drinking beef out of a can.
Well, one, that would be awesome if au jus was just served in a can, because I would drink the shit out of it. And then two, I don't know of anybody who's ever described Guinness that way, but I'm down with that. So you like Guinness?
No. Mm-mm.
Oh, you don't like au jus?
I don't like beef in a can.
What else do you like?
If it's literally the only thing there, I'll drink it. But I'm not a huge drinker. I'm a smoking pot mom.
Yeah, I get it. I'm not. But au jus? You don't like au jus?
Oh yeah, but I'm not gonna drink it. I'm gonna dip my sandwich in it.
That's the best part of the au jus. You dunk the French dip in it, and then you have the little chunks of your prime rib.
I mean, I guess maybe I would drink beef broth, but Guinness is a little thicker than that.
Well, yeah, it is thicker. Mm-hmm. It's yeah. Admittedly,
it's not what I'm expecting from a beer.
No, but what a pleasant surprise. I wish I could taste Guinness the way you taste Guinness, then I would probably just drink Guinness.
Maybe I have the Guinness gene or something.
Maybe you do, which I'm envious of. I really couldn't point out a flaw in you before we did this, and now
so many
wrecked. You were on this pedestal, Claire, and
been knocked right off.
Knocked right off, blown up with dynamite. You don't like tacos, and then you don't drink au jus.
You're hurting my heart here.
You're hurting my heart too. You're literally like, it's like you're telling a Christian that God isn't a real thing. You know, you're telling me you don't like tacos.
And I don't want to drink Guinness. So.
Well, the Guinness, I don't mind. Like, I don't mind that you don't like that, but the beef or the au jus, I mean, that's the best damn part. If a beer tasted,
drink it. That's all I'm saying.
If a beer tasted like au jus, I would drink it. That would be my drink. That would be my beer. Now I want to start a brewery and find a way to make beer taste like au jus to the common person.
Did you see that Busch Light actually came up? You know, my husband is a big fan of Busch Light. Busch Light actually came out with a dog brew.
What?
Yeah, no shit. They came
out for dogs?
Yeah. Oh, it's not alcohol. It's essentially, I think it's like a broth.
I thought it was going to like taste like, I don't know, how dogs smell or something like that. So that's kind of relieving.
No, it's essentially, I think it's supposed to taste like a broth. But like, why?
Wait.
We tried to get
Busch Light. I feel like Barstool did something with a dog beer, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. But I'd probably try it.
I mean, as long as there's nothing in it that humans can't drink, I would try it. I would give it to my dog.
Sure, why not?
But yeah. Huh. But there's no actual, I don't think there's any alcohol in it. Alcohol.
That's the Wisconsin in you coming out. Gosh, we should wrap up soon. I thought there was one more thing.
You were supposed to bring 2 things up, so
I brought up a prison, and then popular food debates. Okay, this is one I've been. As soon as I saw the topic, I had already had it in my head. Okay. Let's end the podcast like this, if you will agree. All right. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Oh.
This has divided my friend group, and I'm being honest with you. We have now started a new text chat for the people who disagree with us.
That's hateful.
Yeah, well, fuck them for thinking what they think. So I want to know your answer before I give you... I don't want
to know yours first. Okay. Let me think about this. Because... No.
No, a hot dog is not a sandwich? Claire, just when I thought you couldn't get any worse. You totally redeem yourself. I am so with you on that. A hot dog is not.
I was like, shit, our friendship is over. No. Tanner's going to block me on all social media.
It's saved. We are friends. I can't wait to see you. Hot dog is not a sandwich.
No, it's not. Unless you're cutting it up into slices and putting it on bread. And even then, it's not a hot dog. It's not a hot dog.
Don't even defend it. No, a hot dog in itself is not sandwich meat.
No.
It's tubed. You don't even want to know.
I don't want to know.
Right. Assholes and lips.
Right.
So maybe I just ruined hot dogs for you. But
no, I knew that.
But yeah, still, hot dogs. You don't put hot dogs on a sandwich. You put it in a hot dog bun, or you just eat it off the grill and it's way too hot and you do that. Mm-hmm. You know that. I'm sure your husband's done it many times before. Oh, yeah. But yeah.
But he will put it on bread, but not
in a pinch for a lack of. If you're in a,
he actually prefers it on bread.
I do too, because in my fraternity, we were broke college kids paying for meals for each other, so we did hot dog Mondays for lunch. Every Monday we had hot dogs, and we it was not in the budget to buy hot dog buns, so we just slap it on cheap white bread, and
it's actually.
But we just did one piece of bread and we rolled it.
Right.
You didn't do 2. You're not a communist. You're not a cake eater because you can't afford it. But yeah,
it's actually a better bread to hot dog ratio, in my opinion, with bread.
That's true.
Because hot dog buns get super thick sometimes, and it's like, well, I'm not even I have this chunk of bread left over,
right?
That didn't have any hot dog in it.
I'm so glad we agreed on this. I think this is a great way to end the show.
Thank God.
This has been a lot of fun, a little tumultuous, but we'll get through it.
We may have to throw some blows next time we see each other.
No kidding. Why don't you take a few seconds, plug Smoking Pot Moms. Obviously, you have some big things coming on your special holiday, I believe.
We do. On 4/20, we're launching our podcast. We're doing some episodes now to kind of bank them. But we won't release our actual podcast until 4/20. And we are on Instagram, and we have a website. I actually just did a post. We're doing right now. We're doing for Women's History Month. I did a post on Maya Angelou today. She actually had some super interesting things to say about cannabis. And how it helped her become a mom. Or not become a mom. Sorry. Ooh, not how it helped her become a mom. How it helped her as a mom.
It may have helped her become a mom.
She didn't do it till after she was a mom.
Okay.
But yeah, so that was really interesting. We're doing a little more research. We're going to do one a week of that. But yeah, we're just trying to end the stigma of moms smoking pot. It sucks because I am in the closet, obviously, when it comes to my cannabis use because of people's judgment and stuff. And I want to end that, and I want to come out of the closet, and I want to be able to use my name and my face and my family's names and all that. But that's what we're working towards. So
soon enough. And when that day comes, the Iron Ostrich crew, we will be there to throw you a coming out of the closet party.
I will be excited to do it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And you are SPM Claire or SPM _ Claire?
SPM _ Claire. And then we're also at Smoking Pot Moms. And then on Instagram, we're at Smoking Pot Moms. Yeah. And then my co-host is Ashley, and it's SPM _ Ashley.
Yeah, and she was on the previous episode of this, and very, very good episode. But thank you so much for putting up with me. And
no, thank you for putting up with me and not ending our friendship.
Well, there's still time. I'm at Vanilla Gorilla Tanner, and I'm on Twitter. I use Instagram and stuff like that, and I host the Anomalies podcast. We're at the Anomalies Pod. Follow this show, and I think it's at, is it WSIIA? I don't even know.
At Who's Show Pod.
Yes, good call. Good call. At Who's Show Pod on all socials. We'll be putting clips up and posting all the episodes on there. Subscribe, like, all the things that you do with a podcast. Do it with this one. It's fun. We're shaking it up. We're something new. The big reveal for next episode. Do you want to tell them who is hosting, Claire?
Sure. Tone and Flags will be hosting.
And they'll be talking about the paranormal. Ooh.
That was my suggestion.
Yeah, Claire won.
I
keep suggesting ceiling fans, but no one ever goes with it.
I feel like that's going to be, like, I think somebody said it's going to be our 100th episode.
I think that needs to be.
I could talk to you about ceiling fans, actually, too. So
you hear that, Tone? Listening in? People do want to talk about ceiling fans. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Follow Smoking Pot Moms. Follow Claire. Follow me in the Anomalies. And please like and subscribe to the show. This is Whose Show Is It Anyway? We are out of here.